Hello friends. So today in this video we are going to study how to calculate the duration of the bond. Okay. So before that we have already calculated what is YTM, what is the value of the bond, and in this video we are going to calculate duration of the bond. So before that we have to see what is the duration of the bond, and I will reiterate here, this video is very useful for the people those who are preparing for JAIIB and those who are preparing for CAIIB. So let us see what is the duration of the bond. So duration of the bond is the holding period at the end of which the holder of the bond is not affected by the interest rate risk. Okay, let us take one example here. Let the maturity period of the bond is 9 years. Okay, so let and duration of the bond, let's say we are getting 4.45. So that means in 4.45 years is the period up to which the bond holder must hold the bond, because otherwise he should be at the risk of losing the money. Okay, so I'll say the duration of the bond is nothing but it is the break even point up to which the holder must hold the bond, so that after that interest rate risk is reduced. Okay, so after that means there will be no interest rate risk after the duration of the bond. So I'll say duration of the bond is the minimum period at which the bond holder must hold, so that he is not having any loss to the bond. Okay, and next coming how to calculate the duration of the bond, there is one formula here written here. Just I'll see. The formula is duration of the bond is sigma pvt divided by sigma pv. So I'll just write once again here, sigma pvt means present value, and multiply with the time, respective time. Okay, and divide by sigma pv means present value, because when we invest in a bond we get a certain amount of money, that is called the coupon interest. Okay, every year. So for that amount we have to calculate in the form of present value. Okay, so we'll see after this what is by taking one example here. So before that I want to tell you this duration of the bond is also called the Macaulay duration. Okay, so sometimes they give write only what is the Macaulay duration. So meaning is that only the duration here. Okay, now if I take one example here, let's say the bond value is 1,000 rupees. I just want to explain here what is the meaning of the formula here. So if I take the par value of the bond is 1,000 rupees. Okay, and coupon rate is, so coupon rate if I take here 5%. Okay, so that means every year the bond holder will be getting as a 50 rupees first year. Okay, 50 rupees as second year, and 50 rupees third year. Let's say that maturity period is 3 years, so that means up to 3 years he'll be getting the value, and at the end of the third year he will also get 1,000 rupees back. Okay, so that means first year he will get the 50 rupees, second year he will get the 50 rupees, at the end of the third year he will get 1,050 rupees, and whatever amount he is getting, that amount you have to convert into the present value. Okay, and then you have to multiply with the time, means which time, their respective time. So that means this 50 will be multiplied with the 1, this 50 will be multiplied with the 2, and this 1,050 will be multiplied with the 3. So this become sigma pvt. You add all this value. What is the meaning of sigma? Sigma means you add all the values, will get sigma pvt. Okay, and what is meaning of sigma pv? Means before multiplying their time, if we add sigma pv, then we'll get the sigma p. We'll take one example here so that it will be very clear to you. So here's one example here. Calculate Macaulay duration, or simply we can say what is the duration, okay, of a bond of a company if YTM is 6% and coupon rate is 8%. Face value of the bond is 1 lakh rupees. So now face value is the 1 lakh rupees, coupon rate is 8%. That means how much coupon interest he'll be getting every year. Okay, so coupon interest he'll be getting 8% of 1 lakh rupees. Okay, 8% of 1 lakh rupees, that means he'll be getting 8,000 every year. Okay, and what is the YTM? YTM is given as 6%. Correct? Now I'm going to use the formula here. That means first of all, I've made here one table. I'll just show you one by one and I'll explain one by one. So let us see. This shows that the first year he'll be getting 8,000 rupees. Second year he'll be getting 8,000 rupees. And third year he'll be getting 8,000 rupees. And fourth year also he'll be getting 8,000 rupees. And at the end of the fifth year, he'll get 8,000 rupees plus 1 lakh rupees back. Okay, because maturity period is 5 years. So this is the cash flow. That means the bondholder will be getting this cash flow every year. Okay, now present value factor. So present value factor is nothing but 1 plus R. That means for the first year, it is 1 plus R. For the second year, it is 1 plus R to power N. Okay. And for the third year, it is 1 plus R to power 3. And this is second year. And fourth year, it is 1 plus R to power 4. And for the fifth year, 1 plus R to power 5 and so on. So this is we have already calculated here. Now see how much Y means how much R they have given. So R they have given the form of YTM only, that is 6%. So that means for the first year we'll be calculating 1 divided by 1.06. 1 plus R means, so this is the value is coming 0.9434. For the second year I'll be calculating 1.06 to power 2. Okay, so it is coming 0.8900. I have rounded up to some extent. Okay, so value may be differ. You can use your calculator. You can find out the correct value. You can also round up. Okay, for the third year, I am getting 1.06 to power cube. So I put here 0.8396. For the fourth year, I am writing here 1.06 to power 4. So I wrote here 0.7921. For the fifth year, 1.06 to power 5. So I got this value. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to multiply with this factor, means you keep here 8,000. Okay, every year 8,000, every year 8,000, here also 8,000, but at the fifth year you will write here 1,08,000. Okay, so if you multiply means our third column you can see C into PVF. So if you multiply this factor, we are getting these values here. Okay, so this is nothing but our present value of each cash flow. Okay, so this is the present value of each cash flow here: 7547, 7120, 6716, 6336.80 and 80697.60. I have added all these values here, so that gives us sigma PV, that is given in the denominator. Okay, now next step is that we have to multiply this whatever we got the value here with respective time period. That means for the first value we have to multiply with the 1. Okay, so I got this value. For the second value, because time period was 2 years, so I multiply with the 2, I got this value. For the third year I multiply with the 3, so I got this value. For the fourth year I multiply with the 4, so I got this value. And for the fifth year I multiply this, so I got this. Again I have made the total here, so I am getting here 4,70,772.80, and this is nothing but sigma PVT, because I have multiplied with the respective time period. Okay, then what is the duration? Duration is nothing but sigma PVT divided by sigma PV. That means you divide this value. So I put here value 4,70,772.80 divided by 1,08,418.40. I divided here, so I got this value, that is 4.3425 4.3421 years. So this is the minimum value at which, okay, that means after this bond will not be, that means the value of bond will not be affected by changing interest rate. Okay, before that it will be affected, after that it will not be affected by the changing rate of interest. Why will not be affected? Because if rate of interest is changing, let's say I'll take one example here. If rate of interest is increasing, the value of bond will go down. If rate of interest is decreasing, the value of bond will go up. But this is the minimum period beyond which this will not be affected, means the change in interest rate will not affect the value of the bond. Okay, now, so I think this point is very, very clear. Next, moving ahead, one more point is coming here, very important point. Modified duration. So modified duration is nothing but a formula that expresses the measurable change in value of security. Okay, so here security is nothing but bond only. Okay, in response to change in interest rate. That means per unit interest rate, how much value of bond is changing. And one thing we have to keep in mind, I keep on reiterating, when the interest rate goes down, the value of the bond goes up. Okay, when the interest rate goes up, the value of bond comes down. Okay, so this is the relation between the value of bond and the interest rate. But here in the modified duration means how much value of bond is changing with respect to 1% change in interest rate. That means what is the relation between them. So you have to keep in mind, in the Macaulay duration we calculated the duration, but here even the name is modified duration, but we are calculating how much the value of bond is sensitive to the interest rate. Okay, so modified duration follow the concept that interest rate and bond prices move in opposite directions. So I have just explained here. Now, what is the formula to calculate the modified duration? Here the formula given here. That means modified duration is nothing but Macaulay duration divided by 1 plus YTM divided by N. So modified duration is nothing but, I just write here, Macaulay duration divided by 1 plus YTM divided by N. N is nothing but the frequency. Okay, that means how YTM is being paid. So YTM in case of yearly payment, N will be equal to 1. So not to worry. Okay, now if I take above example here, I will calculate what is the modified duration here. So I'll just see how much Macaulay duration we got for the previous example here. So we got here 4.3421. Okay, so for that question only we are going to calculate here modified duration. So 4.34, that means I'll write the value here 4.3421 divided by 1 plus YTM. YTM was 6% here. Okay, so YTM was 6%. Now 6% means nothing but 1.06. N is 1 year, so nothing but, so it is nothing but 1.06. So I'll divide this value. You also use the calculator so that you can get confidence how to do the calculation. I am using also a calculator. So after calculation, so value we got 4.096. Okay, I have used calculator here. So I got value here 4.09632. Okay, so we can round it off. So I'm getting 4.0. You can round out up to here. So I get 4.10. Okay, and we can round 6 also. So we get 10. So 4.10. Now means this is not the year. Keep in mind, modified duration is not the year. Okay, whereas the Macaulay duration was the year, it is the percentage change in the value of the bond, price of the bond. Okay, so this is the percentage change in the price of the bond with every percent change in the yield. Okay, and this will be positive and negative. If yield is increasing by 1%, the price of the bond will go by 4.10%. If yield is decreasing by 1%, the value of the bond will increase by 4.10%. So this is also called as the interest sensitivity of the bond. Okay. So this is called interest sensitivity of the bond. How bond is sensitive to the 1% change in the yield. So I'll repeat once again here. If 1% yield is increasing, the value of bond will decrease by 4.10%. If the value of bond will means vice versa. Okay. Now after that we are going to see some more fact about the Macaulay duration and modified duration. That means what is difference between them. Okay. So Macaulay duration calculates the weighted average time before a bondholder would receive the bond's cash flows. Okay. Means weighted average time before a bondholder would receive the bond cash flow. That means he should not be in the loss. So this is the duration, means years. Okay, Macaulay duration calculate the weighted average time. So it is talking about the average time. Whereas modified duration measures the price sensitivity of the bond. This you have to keep in mind. Okay, that means price sensitivity of the bond when there is change in the yield to maturity. So I just reiterate here, that means 1% change in the maturity, how much the value of bond is changing. So this is the difference between Macaulay duration and modified duration. Okay, after that we'll see some more fact about that duration of the bond. So some more properties. Okay, number one property is here, duration is always less than maturity. Keep in mind, I just took one example here. If maturity period is 9 years, the duration will always be less than maturity. Okay. Number two, duration will be equal to its term of maturity if and only if it is zero coupon bond. Zero coupon bond means coupon rate is zero. That means company is not paying anything to the bondholders as an interest rate. Okay, zero coupon bond is where the coupon rate is zero. So duration will be equal to maturity if and only if when there is zero coupon bond. That means bondholder is not getting any amount as interest from the company. Okay, next third point. So third point is duration and YTM are inversely related. Okay, that means if YTM is increasing, duration will decrease. If YTM is decreasing, duration will increase. Okay, next fourth point. Coupon rate and duration are also inversely related. That means same thing. Coupon rate and duration are also inversely related. Okay, that means YTM and duration are inversely related, and similarly coupon rate and duration are also inversely related. So these were the some fact about the duration of the bond. Now we'll see some more fact about the value of the bond. Okay, now value of the bond is equal to its par value if rate of return is equal to coupon rate. Now value of the bond is equal to its par value if rate of return is equal to coupon rate. In the previous example, everywhere we have taken coupon rate is different from the rate of return. Let's say coupon rate is 6%. Okay, and then if rate of return is also 6%, then the value of the bond will be equal to par value. That means when the bond will mature after certain years, we calculate if the present value of the bond will get only the par value only. Okay, that means if the par value of the bond is 1000 rupees, so present value after the calculation will get only 1000 rupees. So there will be no profit, no loss. Okay, now second point is here, if rate of return is greater than coupon rate. Now see here, if rate of return is greater than the coupon rate, okay, value of bond is less than its par value. This you have to keep in mind. Okay, less than its par value, and wise, that means rate of return is greater than coupon rate. Okay, then value of bond is less. Okay, and if rate of return is less than coupon rate, the value of bond is more than the par value. So this you have to correlate. Okay, sometimes they ask the question based on some case study, they will be asking. Okay, I'll repeat once again here. If rate of return is greater than the coupon rate, value of the bond is less than its par value, and if rate of return is less than coupon rate, the value of bond will be more than its par value. Okay, third and last point, the bond price is inversely related to its YTM. That means if bond price is going up, the YTM will go down, or otherwise we can say if YTM is less, the bond price will go up, and vice versa. If YTM is more, bond price will go down. Okay, so I think I have explained everything in this bond chapter. So please continue watching my next chapter also. We'll upload videos very soon. Okay, so you can refer to your friends. You can recommend my videos if you like them. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Good day.